Are your words unintentionally pushing women away? Being a nice guy isn't the problem. It's what you say and how it comes across. In this video, I'll reveal 7 common phrases that seem harmless but can kill attraction faster than you think, and how to fix them for good. 1. Acting entitled because you're nice. Let's start with something I see far too often. This idea that being nice should automatically entitle you to someone's affection. You've probably heard or maybe even said things like, "Why do women always go for jerks?" Or "I'm such a nice guy, but women never choose me." Here's the hard truth. These kinds of statements don't make you look like a catch. Instead, they come across as bitter and self-pitying. The underlying problem is the mindset that kindness is a ticket to someone's heart, a transactional approach that women pick up on immediately. Kindness is the bare minimum in any healthy relationship. It's not a bargaining chip or a favor you're doing to score points. When you act like being nice entitles you to a relationship, it can feel manipulative, like you're keeping a running tab of what you've earned. That's a huge turnoff. What to do instead? Shift your mindset. Kindness should be genuine and come from a place of mutual respect, not as a strategy to get something in return. Instead of focusing on what you think you deserve, focus on building authentic connections. Show your worth through your actions, not by broadcasting your frustrations. 2. Agreeing with everything she says. Next up is one of the most common mistakes nice guys make: agreeing with everything she says. Now, you might think you're being polite or accommodating by saying things like, "Oh, I'll let you decide," or "I'm happy with whatever you want to do." But when you take this approach too far, it starts to backfire. Constantly agreeing with her can make you seem indecisive, unassertive, and even disingenuous. It's as if you're trying to avoid rocking the boat or expressing your true opinions out of fear of losing her interest. Here's the thing: women value individuality and confidence. They want someone who can respectfully share their thoughts and take the lead when needed. When you never voice your own opinions or take initiative, it creates a dynamic that feels passive, predictable, and unfulfilling. Over time, this can cause the relationship to feel stale. What to do instead? Be confident in expressing your thoughts. If your opinion differs from hers, that's okay. Respectfully share your perspective. It shows authenticity and depth. Take the lead occasionally by planning a thoughtful date or suggesting an activity. These small gestures demonstrate effort and individuality, which are far more attractive than constant agreeableness. 3. Overloading her with compliments. Let's talk about compliments. Compliments are a great way to show interest and appreciation, but there's a fine line between genuine admiration and overkill. Statements like, "You're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen," or "I can't stop thinking about you," might seem sweet in theory, but when they're overdone, they lose their impact. Overloading her with compliments can make you seem insincere or even clingy. It gives the impression that you're overcompensating or trying too hard to win her over. Worse, excessive compliments can make her feel like you're infatuated with an idealized version of her rather than genuinely getting to know who she is. What to do instead? Be thoughtful and selective with your compliments. Instead of generic flattery, focus on specific traits or actions that stand out to you. For example, if she's passionate about something, acknowledge it. "I really admire how dedicated you are to her interest. It's inspiring." Compliments like these show that you're paying attention to her personality and values, not just her appearance. That said, don't neglect physical compliments altogether. A simple, "You look amazing tonight," or "I love how that dress brings out your eyes," can go a long way. The key is balance. Compliment her, but don't overdo it to the point where it feels excessive or performative. 4. Over-apologizing. This is another big one. Over-apologizing can be a subtle yet powerful way of sabotaging your own confidence. Maybe you've sent messages like, "Sorry to bother you, but," or "I know you're busy, but I wanted to ask." While this might seem polite, it signals insecurity and uncertainty. When you constantly apologize for things that don't require an apology, you're essentially telling the other person, "I don't think I'm worthy of your time or attention." This imbalance can make the interaction feel awkward or one-sided, and it's not attractive. What to do instead? Only apologize when it's truly necessary, like if you've made a mistake or hurt someone. Otherwise, Replace "sorry to bother you" with confident statements like, "I'd love to hear your thoughts on this," or "I wanted to share this with you because I thought you'd enjoy it." Confidence in your communication is far more appealing than unnecessary self-doubt. Putting yourself beneath her. Here's a scenario you might recognize. You tell her, "You're way out of my league," or "I can't believe someone like you would go out with me." While you might think this comes across as flattering, it actually does the opposite. When you put yourself beneath her, you're signaling low self-worth and creating an unequal dynamic. It places her in the uncomfortable position of having to constantly reassure you. Women want to feel valued and admired, but they also want a partner who sees himself as an equal. What to do instead? Focus on mutual admiration. Instead of pedestalizing her, highlight the connection you're building together. A comment like, "I really enjoy spending time with you. We have such great energy together," communicates confidence and balance. It shows interest without putting yourself down or creating an awkward dynamic. 6. Overtexting or overinvesting too soon. We've all been there. You're excited about someone new and you want to stay connected, but sending multiple messages in a row, like, "Hey, how's your day?" followed by, "Are you okay?" and then, "Did I do something wrong?" can quickly come across as clingy and overwhelming. Overtexting signals insecurity and creates an uneven dynamic where it feels like you're seeking constant validation. It can also make her feel like she has to manage your emotions, which is exhausting and unattractive. What to do instead? Keep your texting balanced. If she takes a while to reply, don't overcompensate by sending more messages. Focus on quality communication rather than quantity. Send one thoughtful message and give her space to respond. And remember, having a meaningful life outside of the relationship is crucial. It not only keeps you grounded, but also makes you more attractive. Number 7, claiming you're not like other guys. Finally, let's talk about one of the most common traps nice guys fall into, saying, "I'm not like most guys," or "I'd never hurt you like your ex did." While you might think this sets you apart, it often has the opposite effect. These statements can sound defensive, manipulative, or even insincere. They draw unnecessary attention to past relationships and can make it seem like you're trying too hard to prove your worth. The truth is, if you really are different, your actions will speak for themselves. What to do instead? Avoid comparing yourself to others. Focus on being authentic, consistent, and genuine in your interactions. Trust that she'll notice the difference without you needing to announce it. If she's coming out of a bad relationship, let her process that on her own terms. Don't position yourself as her savior. At the end of the day, being a nice guy isn't a bad thing. It's the habits and mindsets that need adjustment. Each of these behaviors stems from a place of insecurity or fear of rejection. But the good news is that they're all fixable. By recognizing these patterns and making conscious changes, you can become a more confident, self-assured version of yourself. Remember, women aren't looking for perfection. They're looking for authenticity, confidence, and mutual respect. Show up as your true self, build genuine connections, and never lose sight of your own value in the process.